श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गोरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay, so we are Canto 4, Chapter 24, chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva. Text number 33. So this Rudrageet, Rudrageet is Rajhans. Hare Krishna. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay. So this Rudrageet, as you know that when Brahmaji was born, that's why he is called as Atma Bhu. So, Brahmaji was born out of lotus from the navel of the Lord Vishnu. And then Brahmaji was ordered by the Lord to create. And then we see in the beginning cantos about the creation of Lord Brahma. So there, first he produces the four Kumaras denied, and then anger of that created Rudra, and then the same instruction was given to Rudra also, that create. So while creating, how it should be, purifying oneself, and how we can go ahead. So this Rudra Geet was taught by Brahma to Shiva, that this is how we can approach Supreme Lord. And then now this Rudra Geet is sung again by Lord Shiva only to this sons of Prachina Bharishat. So now here this whole Rudra Geet, he is offering obeisances to the Lord in the form of Chaturvyuha, presiding deities of the element for self-purification. So the way Pujari goes in the altar, before altar there are some purificatory procedures that we खुद को शुद्ध करने के लिए तो जो पुजारी है वो जानते हैं. So and then you enter into Lord's presence. So similarly, these are the prayers for self purification by which we get Lord face to face, like that. So that's how this and then while offering the prayers, first the prayers are for Chaturvyuha, the Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, who are the deities of consciousness, Ahankar, Buddhi and Man, like that. And then particular prayer is there to purify false ego, intelligence, mind and consciousness. And then there are presiding deities of the senses. So then there are the prayers for these presiding deities like Agni, moon god, Vayu, things like that. So and then the description of the Aradhya Bhagavan, it's very beautiful description of Lord's personal feature, beauty of the Lord. And then the bhakti, how it is topmost way by which we can connect to the Lord and then serve the Lord. And then the relationship between the Lord and the material creation. So that's how these prayers go. So it may look technical, but then the purpose of this whole Rudra Geet is to purify oneself at all different avenues, so that we can be purified to meet the Lord. It's like that. The way we put tilak, and then particular limb is spiritualized for protection, so that we can go ahead serving the Lord. So similarly, these are the prayers to the four Chaturvyuha Upasya deities, and then to the presiding deities of the different uh, mind, air, sound, taste, speech, vision, like that. That's how it goes. So this is the first prayer. So this is Swasti prayers, that let there be auspiciousness. Sri Rudra Uvacha Jitam ta Atmavidvarya Swa Swastaye Swastirastu me Bhavataradhasam Radham Sarvatma Atmane Namaha.
Lord Shiva addressed the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the following prayers. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, all glories unto you. You are the most exalted of all self-realized souls. Since you are always auspicious for the self-realized, I wish that you be auspicious for me. You are worshipable by virtue of all perfect instructions you give. You are super soul. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you as the supreme living being.
Yeah. So here the uh, purpose of this prayer is to please offer me auspicious blessings so that I can know you. So that invoking the auspiciousness. So that's how this prayer is. So it's like Bhavata Radhasa Radham, that you are the ultimate Aradhya Lord. So let me also have perfection by worshipping you. So that is how the this, in the purport Prabhupada writes how the when we worship the Lord, then when Lord is pleased, He bestows us the access to the spiritual knowledge. It is not by reading, applying our mind and intelligence, we can understand God. So this is not intelligence at work. Rather it is Kripa, mercy of the Lord at work, when we are understanding about Divya Jnana Hriday Prakashita. It is not that Jnana brain Prakashita. It's not in the brain, it is in the heart. And that is, Prakashita is done by Lord's mercy, not by our endeavor. So that is the difference. And that's why unless we are humbling ourselves, we can never understand God. And that's how we see that all prayers, whether it's Kunti Maharani prayers or prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, the first thread is of humility only. So here also Prabhupada writes that Kunti is praying, Tatha Paramahamsanam Muninam Amalatmanam Bhakti Yoga Vidanartham Katham Pashyemahi Striyaha, that I am just a ordinary lady. How is it possible for me to understand you? So that is the underlining consciousness. Yeah. So text 34. So now from text 34, this is the Vasudevaya Shantaya. So it is offered to the Lord Vasudeva, who is the deity of consciousness. Consciousness, like here we see that the subtle body is consisting of these four things. Generally we tell mind, intelligence and false ego. But there's chitta. Uh, so chitta is also there depending on the functionality of that. So its object is one only. For example, the matter is one, but then that matter by its appearance, by its function, then we call that matter as Agni, Prithvi, Jal, Vayu. Matter is one only. So similarly, the subtle matter is one, but how it functions, then we give that a different name, like that. So like for example, the in one of the Bhagavatam class, this example was given. So, like this is called as, what is this called as? This is called as table. This is called as chair. So, what is the difference? So, this is same, four legs are there, it's a wooden only. That also can be wooden, four legs are there. But then one is used for keeping things. You can sit on that also. But then the function is to keep projector and things like that. There the function is to sit. And then extra thing is there, that backside support is there. So then it becomes chair. So here also if you put one extra support and then this is used for sitting, then we'll start calling it a chair. So function name is given according to the function. So similarly, subtle matter, when it is used for storing desires and then things like that, then it is mind. When that subtle matter is used for decision making, then that is intelligence. Subtle matter which gives identification, then it is ahankar. So like that, this subtle matter is. So here we see that this Vasudev, who is all pervading, is the deity of consciousness, Chitta. And this deity controls the senses and sense objects. We can see here, Namaha Pankaja Nabhaya Bhuta Sukshmendriyatmane. So, all the indriyas and the objects of indriyas. So, they are controlled by the deity, that is Vasudev. And what is the purpose of this prayer? That is to make that chitta peaceful, shantaya, and then let it be unshakable, unchanging. So that's how the kutasthaya. So that's how the prayer is. So let us chant this. Text 34. Namaha Pankajanabhaya Bhuta Sukshmendriyatmane Vasudevaya Shantaya Kutasthaya Swarochishe.
My Lord, you are the origin of the creation by virtue of the lotus flower which sprouts from your navel. You are the supreme controller of the senses and the sense objects, and you are also the all-pervading Vasudeva. You are most peaceful, and because of your self-eliminated existence, you are not disturbed by the 6 kinds of transformations.
Yeah. So, we see that person is, Prabhupada writes in the purport that how the the Supreme Lord is also known as Rishikesha, master of the senses, which indicates that our senses and sense objects are formed by the Supreme Lord. As such, He can control our senses and out of His mercy engage them in the service of the master of the senses. So, in the conditioned state, the living entity struggles in this material world and engages its senses for material satisfaction. However, if the living entity is graced by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can engage these very senses in the service of the Lord. So here we can see that he says Vasudevaya Shantaya Kutasthaya Swarochishe. So he says that Swarochishe means unto the supreme illumination. That illumination happens when the satisfaction arises in the heart in connection with Krishna. So here the prayer is that you please enlighten me by giving your personal connection, like that. Okay. And then Prabhupada writes about that how however conditioned souls are agitated by 6 kinds of transformation, namely hunger, thirst, illusion, old age and death. So the prayer is this, that let be transcend this kind of 6 transformations. And that's how he says Kutastha. Kutastha means firm, without any change. Right. Okay. So now the text 35. So this shloka, we can see the Sankarshanaya, Sukshmaya, that this is offered to the Lord Sankarshana. So he is the deity of false ego, Ahankara. So what is the function of this Sankarshana, which is the false ego? That's how this word comes here, Antakaya, destruction. So Sankarshana also is called as a master of integration. Integration means it's like collecting things like that. So that's how the prayer is that whatever this our possessiveness is there in this world because of false ego, and then we are trying to overcome that possessiveness of false ego to go to the real ego. So that's the prayer to Sankarshana. Sankarshanaya Sukshmaya Durantayantakaya cha Namo Vishwaprabodhaya Pradyumnayantaratmane.
My dear Lord, you are the origin of subtle matter, integrants, ingredients, the master of all ingredients as well as the master of all disintegration, the predominating deity named Shankarshan, and the master of all intelligence known as predominating deity Pradyumna. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
Yeah, so here in one shloka, the Pradyumna, which is the master deity of intelligence, Buddhi, and Sankarshana, the deity of Ahankara, false ego. They both are worshipped. So the purpose is this, that the Sankarshana is worship, Lord Sankarshana, so that we can come out of that possessive ego and become pure ego. And Pradyumna, to the intelligence which is used for sense gratification, that is a corrupt intelligence. The intelligence which is used in bhakti, that is pure intelligence. So we are praying to Pradyumna to purify our intelligence so that it can be used in bhakti. So that's how. So somebody can read the purport, first 4-5 lines.
The whole
Which one? Huh? Pradyumna? Pradyumna is for buddhi, and Sankarshana is for false ego, ahankar. Okay, go ahead.
The whole universe is maintained by the integrating power of the Supreme Lord, who is known in that capacity by the name Sankarshan. The material scientists may have discovered the laws of gravity, which maintains the integration of objects within the material energy. Yet the master of integration can create devastation by the integrating blazing fire emanating from his mouth.
Yeah. So both things are there, that's how he is prayed as Antakaya. Sankarshanaya, Sukshmaya, Duranta, Antakaya cha. Okay. Okay, text 36. So this is Namo Namo Aniruddhaya. So Aniruddha is the supreme director and the deity of mind, Manas. So director of the mind, because mind also is one of the it comes in the subtle category also, and sometimes it is put in sense category also. So this Aniruddha is the director of the mind, which is the chief. Okay. So yeah. Namo Namo Aniruddhaya Rishikeshendriyatmane Namaha Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibhrutatmane.
My Lord, as the supreme directing deity known as Aniruddha, you are the master of the senses and the mind. I therefore offer my obeisances unto you again and again. You are known as Ananta as well as Sankarshan because of your ability to destroy the whole creation by the blazing fire from your mouth.
Yeah. Okay. So we go to the text. So this is after purifying these 4 components, Chitta, Ahankara, Buddhi and Manas, by worshipping their deities, that is Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumnan and Aniruddha. Now the further things are addressing the deities which are presiding deities of the elements. So that's how it starts now with the 36th shloka. And then we go to the 37th. स्वर्गापवर्गद्वाराय नित्यं शुचुषदे नमः नमो हिरण्यवीर्याय चातुर्होत्राय तन्तवे.
My Lord, O Aniruddha, you are the authority by which the doors of the higher planetary system and liberation are opened. You are always within the pure heart of living entity. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you. You are the possessors of semen which is like gold, and thus, in the form of fire, you help the Vedic sacrifice, beginning with Chaturhotra. Therefore, I offer my obeisances unto you.
Yeah. So now this prayer 36th and 37th, that is offered to Surya, who is the deity of I. EYE. So, and then the prayer is this, that let this I be purified so that we can perceive the Lord's form. Yeah. So now the 38 is for Agni. No, this is because here it okay, so 38 is, yeah, right, this is goes to the mind, Soma. So 38 Nama Urja Ishetrayaha Pataye Yajnaretase Truptidaya cha Jivanam Namaha Sarvarasatmane.
My Lord, you are the provider of the Pitralokas as well as all the demigods. You are the predominating deity of the moon and the master of all three Vedas. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you because you are the original source of satisfaction for all living entities.
Yeah. So we are praying the to Soma, who is the presiding deity of mind. And then he says, my Lord, you are the provider of the Pitralokas as well as all the demigods. So he transfers the oblations, he transfers the things to upper Pitruloka. So the prayer is this, that please purify my debts to all these pitas, devatas, sages by engaging my mind in bhakti. So each point by point we are just, like the way they do a relaxation they do. I was just attending one, so they tell, okay, you lie down, concentrate on your left leg, and then relax it, and then you relax left leg, then you relax right leg, and then you, so that's how they go one by, and then there is a complete relaxation. So here also the prayers are covering all the elements one after another, purifying them in our existence so that we can be liberated from that. Yeah. And here it says, I offer my respectful obeisance unto you because you are the original source of satisfaction for all living entities. So this is the, in connection with taste also, that different rasas which are make person gain that taste. So here also the, it says Truptidaya Jivanam Namah Sarva Rasatmane. So that Rasatmane is the unto all pervading super soul. So in this verse, both mind and taste, the Soma who takes care of that, because Soma is connected to the mind, how we can see practically in this life also, how the Soma is connected to mind. Yeah, so Prabhupada writes that whenever the moon is there, then the high tides happens or low tide happens. So similarly, you will find that those who are having fickle mind, specifically on Purnima and on Amavasya, the disturbance is more. So that another thing is, when people they go kind of too much emotional, you can see that all, not all, but majority of songs which are like broken hearted, ऐसा, समझा ना, ऐसा उसका कोई साथी मर गया, छोड़ के चला गया. All the songs are sung looking at moon, like that. ऐसा हो. So there is connection like that. And then we see that taste also has connection with Soma. How? That sloka is there in Bhagavad Gita only. Which one? रसोहम अपसु कौन्तेय, बट दैट सोमा का है वहाँ पे. हाँ, पुष्णामि च औषधि सर्वा सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकत. So there also it comes that by being Soma, I only give that taste to the sabjis in this world. So the Lord is telling that I work through that Soma to give that taste, different taste to different sabjis. So we are offering prayers to this Soma. Right? Then we go to the 39th sloka. So this is offering prayers to Hiranyagarbha, the Lord, Virat Rupa, and Vayu, which is in charge of air. Okay, so 39. सर्वसत्त्वात्मदेहाय विशेषाय स्थवीयसे नमस्त्रैलोक्यपालाय सह ओजो बलाय च.
My dear Lord, you are the gigantic universal form which contains all the individual bodies of the living entities. You are the maintainer of the three worlds, and as such, you maintain the mind, senses, body, and air of life within them. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
Yeah. So the purpose of this prayer is to stimulate spiritually, enlighten spiritually the nose to smell the fragrance and engage one's senses in the Lord's service. Yeah. Because Vayu is like here it says that how it enters different senses and give the strength. So we are requesting the Lord who acts through Vayu in our life to purify that section where the Vayu the way the Vayu, which is Lord's agency in this our body and the surroundings, then that is purified, which will help us to reach the Lord, like that. Then it comes to the 40th. Text 40. So this is it says Arthalingaya Nabhase, that sound which is ether is the object of prayer. Arthalingaya Nabhase Namo Antarbahiraatmane Namaha Punyaya Lokaya Amushmai Bhuri Varchase.
My dear Lord, by expanding your transcendental vibrations, you reveal the actual meaning of everything. You are the all-pervading sky within and without, and you are the ultimate goal of pious activities executed both within this material world and beyond it. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances again and again unto you.
Yeah. So here the sound, which is representation of ether, so how it is this Nabha, it reveals the actual meaning of everything, as Prabhupada starts with the purport with Vedic evidence is called Shabda Brahma, and that it goes on telling about the sound vibration. So that reveals the meaning of everything. It supports everything. So we are praying to this energy of the Lord, working through sound. So the purpose is that let my ears be purified so that we can hear about your qualities and beauty, and then we are praying to reveal the sound vibration, like that, because sound vibration contains the information about the Lord, like that. Like we have the way Newton came and then he talked about there is an energy beyond matter, and then first time then he started talking about, of course not first time, Vedas were talking about it before also, in modern science, F is equal to ma, so that force also is there in the physics. That was kind of one different era which started by Newton. Previously there was nothing in mathematics as something like force, but then he introduced that. And then further another big breakthrough was when the Einstein, he gave a equation where the matter is converted into energy. Otherwise matter is, we just see as matter only. But then when he gave that E is equal to mc square, that now the matter can be put into energy form, and that is like huge. So that was another breakthrough. So the third breakthrough, which has not yet happened, is this sound, because sound has more energy than matter. So that means by manipulating the matter of one atom, you make atom bomb. But if you manipulate the sound, and if you can crack that sound and release the energy, that will be far superior to atomic energy. So we have come to the second level now. Third level, if anybody wants to have Nobel Prize, they can. So the goal is already there, procedure is not there only. Huh? So how to utilize that mantra to create visible effect outside? That technology is not yet. That was already available, now it is lost. So technically we can bring it back. Want to try? Who? Okay. 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 Yeah, yeah. Okay, so text 40 and 41 and 42. So this is the inspiration coming out of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the Supreme Lord is prayed for that inspiration. Text 41. Pravruttaya nivruttaya pitrudevaya karmane नमो धर्म विपाकाय मृत्यवे दुःखदाय च
My dear Lord, you are the viewer of the results of pious activities. You are inclination, disinclination, and their resultant activities. You are the cause of the miserable conditions of life caused by irreligion, and therefore you are death. I offer you my respectful obeisances.
Yeah. Text 42. Namasta Ashishamisha मनवे कारणात्मने नमो धर्माय बृहते कृष्णाय कुण्ठमेधसे पुरुषाय पुराणाय सांख्ययोगेश्वराय च
My dear Lord, you are the topmost of all bestowers of all benedictions, the oldest and supreme enjoyer amongst all enjoyers. You are the master of all the world's metaphysical philosophy, for you are the supreme cause of all causes, Lord Krishna. You are the greatest of all religious principles, the supreme mind, and you have a brain which is never checked by any condition. Therefore, I repeatedly offer my obeisances unto you.
Yeah. Prabhupada gives quite technical. Of course, the Acharyas also gives a lot of commentary to give the insights to this. And that's how we see that Prabhupada goes in quite detail. Like, okay, somebody can read the first few lines of this purport.
The words Krishnaya Akantha Medase are significant in this verse. Modern scientists have stopped their brain working by discovering the theories of uncertainty. But factually, for a living beings, there cannot be any brain activity which is not checked by time and space limitations. Living entity is called Anu, an atomic particle of Supreme Soul, and therefore his brain is also atomic. It cannot accommodate unlimited knowledge. This does not mean, however, that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, has a limited brain. What Krishna says and does is not limited by time and space. In Bhagavad Gita 7.26, Lord says, Vedaham samtitani vartamanani cha arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mamatu vedana kasyana. O Arjun, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me no one knows.
So, Prabhupada is telling that how even the science has its limitation. That, and then Prabhupada is quoting this theory of uncertainty. That they tell that it is uncertain, we cannot tell. So they have made a theory into that limitation. That gets Nobel. Just to tell that we are confused. So here he says that we can be confused, we can be uncertain. Lord is not like that. Lord is Akuntha Medhase. Okay. Now we go to the text 43. Shaktitraya Sametaya मीरुषेऽहङ्कृतात्मने चेत आकूतिरूपाय नमो वाचो विभूतये.
My dear Lord, you are the supreme controller of the workers, sense activities and results of sense activities, karma. Therefore, you are the controller of the body, mind and senses. You are also the supreme controller of egotism, known as Rudra. You are the source of knowledge and activities of the Vedic injunctions.
Yeah. So this is the prayer to Lord Shiva, who is teaching this Rudra Gita himself. Yeah. So the source of this egotism, as Prabhupada says, that is Rudra. Text 44. So this 44 till 52 is now the purificatory process is done, purifying different elements, different senses, and then praying to the deities of ahankar, mind, intelligence, and chitta. Then now we come to the seeing and serving the Lord's glorious form. So now he start talking about the form of the Lord. So 44. Darshanam no didrukshunam dehi bhagavatarchitam रूपम प्रियतमं स्वानां सर्वेन्द्रिय गुणांजनम.
My dear Lord, I wish to see you exactly in the form that your very dear devotees worship. You have many other forms, but I wish to see your form that is especially liked by the devotees. Please be merciful upon me and show me that form. For only that form worshipped by the devotees can perfectly satisfy all the demands of the senses.
So we can see that devotees have desire to see the specific form of the Lord. Like we see in case of Arjuna also, Arjuna was shown different forms, but then Arjuna was not very satisfied by Virat Rupa. He said that I don't want to see this form anymore. Please show that form which is very pleasing and to devotees. And then Krishna showed Chaturbhuj form. So, so here he is asking to give entrance for seeing this form of the Lord which is dear to devotees. Yeah. So 45th shloka, which talks about the The beauty of the Lord is like Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Shokam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamham Bhajami. That the beauty of the Lord is such that even the most beautiful Kandarpa also is, he just loses his mind, he becomes captured, and then he becomes fainted by seeing the beauty of the Lord. So that beauty is described in these two verses. Snigdha pravrughana सर्वसौन्दर्य संग्रहम्
सौंदर्य संग्रहम
चार्वायत चतुर्बाहु
चार्वायत चतुर्बाहु
सुजातरु चिराननम्
सुजातरुचिराननम
पद्मकोशपलाक्षाक्षम्
पद्मकोशफलसाक्षम
सुन्दरभ्रूसुनासिकम्
सुन्दरभ्रूसुनासिकं
सुद्विजं सुकपोलास्यम्
सुद्विजं सुकपोलास्यं
समकर्णविभूषणम्
समकर्णविभूषणम्. The Lord's beauty resembles a dark cloud during the rainy season. As the rainfall glistens, his bodily features also glisten. Indeed, he is the sum total of all beauty. The Lord has 4 arms and an exquisitely beautiful face with eyes like lotus petals, a beautiful, highly raised nose, a mind-attracting smile, a beautiful forehead, and equally beautiful and fully decorated ears. Yeah.
So we can see this all prayers, all that, whether you take Brahma's prayers and then his revelation when he sees the Lord, or some other prayers, you will find the same similarity. Not that one says different thing, other says different thing. You don't find like that. You may say नहीं वो वेदास एक ही व्यक्ति ने लिखा होगा तो सबने ऐसा ये करके लिखा है. No, but those who have seen the Lord in other places also, they also, you will find that they also are, you take any saint for example, whether it's a Christian saint or any other saint, and you take Vedic saint, they will have all similar qualities, similar nature, similar, everything similar only. That shows that the Lord is the principle, it is not kind of some concept which can change. So here the Lord's beauty is put down. So Prabhupada writes in the purport about Pancharatrika Vidhi and Raga Vidhi, that how Pancharatrika Vidhi is meant for those who are still bound by the laws of this world, and to purify themselves, then this Pancharatrika Vidhi is given, by which we worship the deities with rules and regulation. And then when we are purified, then the Raga Marg goes, where we can serve the Lord in different rasas, like that. Okay, now text 47, 48. So here it is said that Lord's beauty is not something you take a picture and then that's it. So in kind of art, they say like this, like you make a painting, and when you are putting the paint and making some nice picture, at one point of it culminates that now it's like thing is best. If you put more paint, the beauty may reduce. So अभी हो गया, अभी उसको touch मत करो. So Lord's beauty is not like that. It's like culmination and abhi abhi isko touch mat karo. If you do more, then it will फिर भद्दा दिखेगा वो. Lord's beauty is increasing always. So Lord's beauty is not static, bound by kind of time. Lord's beauty is always increasing. So that is given in this 47 and 48 shloka. प्रीति प्रहसिता पांगम अलकैरूपशोभितं लसत्स्पङ्ककिञ्जल्कं दुकूलं मृष्टकुण्डलं स्फुरत्किरीटवलय हारनूपुरमेखलं शङ्खचक्रगदा पद्म मालामण्युत्तमर्थिमत.
The Lord is super excellently beautiful on account of his open and merciful smile and his sidelong glance upon his devotees. His black hair is curly and his garments waving in the wind appear like flying saffron pollen from lotus flowers. His glittering earrings, shining helmet, bangles, garland, ankle bells, waist belt, and various other bodily ornaments combined with conch shell, dew, disc club, and lotus flower to increase the natural beauty of the Kaustuba pearl of his chest.
Yeah.
On his chest.
Okay. 49. So, yes.
लास्ट के परपेट में लिखा था कि राधा कृष्ण कैनॉट बी वर्शिप्ड बाय नियोफाइट. So the temple
Yeah.
worship, we are worshipping Lakshmi Narayana.
Yeah.
भगवान के
Hmm?
भगवान के विग्रह है राधा कृष्ण के, फिर भी हम लक्ष्मी नारायण जैसे वर्शिप कर रहे हैं, तो वी आर नॉट वर्शिपिंग राधा कृष्ण.
How it is? We worship Radha Krishna in mood of dasya bhav, like the devotees worship Lakshmi Narayana in Vaikuntha. So dasya bhav, reverence is there, and greatness of the Lord is there. The mood of worshipping Krishna in Vrindavan is not like that. Mood of Vrindavan is they love Krishna like anything, but there is no awe and reverence, and it's like that is not there. They consider Krishna as lovable child, that's it. So if we start doing like that, considering Krishna as a child and Krishna as kind of I am feeding Krishna and things like that, we don't have ABCD and then we are trying for PhD. It's like that then. So that doesn't work like that. So first we go through the process of first standard, second standard, third standard. Then we go to that PhD. So now Radha Krishna is there, but then the way the Manjaris and Yashoda Mata and they worship Krishna, we have no qualification to worship like that. That is done in Raga Marga. That's why in Vidhi Marga, Pancharatrika, we are given, okay, here is Radha, here is Krishna, worship them with respect. There is no question of respectful worship in Vrindavan. Nobody respects Krishna in Vrindavan. They love Krishna. But now here respect bhi nahi hai, love bhi nahi hai. So at least we are starting with respect. So it's like that. Okay. So now there is a description of Lord's shoulder and chest. Text 49. Simhaskandhat pisho bibhrat saubhagagriva kaustubham Shriyanapayinya kshipta Nikashashmo rasolasat.
The Lord has shoulders just like a loins. Upon these shoulders are garlands, necklaces, and epaulets, and all of these are always glittering. Besides these, there is the beauty of the Kaustuba, Mani, pearl, and on the dark chest of the Lord there are streaks named Shrivats, which are signs of the goddess of fortune. The glittering of these streaks excels the beauty of the golden streaks on a gold testing stone. Indeed, such beauty defeats a gold testing stone.
Yeah. So these are all in future we'll see one day Lord's special darshan. Text 50. So here the Lord's navel and the belly is described. Purarechaka samvigna Valivalgu Dalodaram Pratisangakramayam Pratisangakramayadvishvam Nabhyavartagabhiraya.
The Lord's abdomen is beautiful due to three ripples in the flesh. Being so round, his abdomen resembles the leaf of a banyan tree, and when he exhales and inhales, the movement of the ripples appears very, very beautiful. The coils within the navel of the Lord are so deep that it appears that the entire universe sprouted out of it, and yet again wishes to go back.
Yeah. So here the beauty of every part of the Lord is given. Text 51. Shama Shronya-dhiro-chishnu Dukulasvarnamekhalam Samacharvangri Jaghroru Nimnajanu Sudarshanam. Who is reading?
The lower part of the Lord's waist is dark and covered with yellow garments, and a belt bedecked with golden embroidery work. His symmetrical lotus feet and the calves, thigh, and joint of his legs are extraordinarily beautiful. Indeed, the Lord's entire body appears to be well built.
Yeah. So now Lord Shiva is described the whole body. Now it goes to the lotus feet. This is 52. Padasharat Padmapalasharoshika Nakhadyubhinjnontargham vidhunvata Pradarshayasviyamapastasadhvasam Padam Guro Marga Gurustamojusham.
My dear Lord, your two lotus feet are so beautiful that they appear like two blossoming petals of the lotus flower which grows during the autumn season. Indeed, the nails of your lotus feet emanate such a great effulgence that they immediately dissipate all the darkness in the heart of conditioned soul. My dear Lord, kindly show me that form of your which My dear Lord, kindly show me that form of yours which always dissipates all kind of darkness in the heart of a devotee. My dear Lord, you are the supreme spiritual master of everyone. Therefore, all conditioned souls covered with the darkness of ignorance can be enlightened by you as the spiritual master.
Yeah. So, he says that see, one thing is there that all this description had some meaning only when we either hear from the pure devotees who have love for Krishna, or we understand how that in this world also we find that although there is no beauty, the beauty is seen by, that's how they say in this world, that beauty is in the eye of the seer. So every mother feels that her child is most beautiful, even if he is black, even if he is like whatever, and then she dresses that child nicely, and she is very proud of that child. So she feels like that. Even the dog also feels that his child is most beautiful. Even the cat also feels like that. So in this world, because that love is there, then that appear beautiful. But then when it comes to the Supreme Lord, who is actually beautiful, we can imagine how much pleasure devotees must be getting when they have full love for the Lord, not just because his nose and teeth and things like that, but then they are sold out to his qualities, that how great he is, how compassionate he is, how mild he is, how he's so gentle, how he is. So then the beauty of the Lord, when Premanjuna Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santaha Sadaiva Hrudayeshu Vilokayanti. So in this world now, people meditate on the beauty of Mataji because we feel very much attracted to that. But to the degree we develop love for Krishna by serving Guru and through the scriptures, then same type of attraction, same type of meditation will happen when we put the anjan of love in our eyes. So these are the it's like that pastime is there of Ramanujacharya, that is Dhanurdas, who was very attracted to the beauty of the prostitute, and then he was serving the prostitute although the procession was going on, and then Ramanuja invited him to take darshan of Ranganath. So now when he was taking darshan of Ramanujacharya, Ramanuja prayed to the Ranganath that please reveal your beauty to this fallen soul. Then what he saw was not what he saw before. So surely he must have taken darshan of no, Ranganath before also. But then when this time he took darshan, he became sold out. He said that I'll stay here only. I'll not go back. So that darshan happens when we practice devotional service. So we want that kind of darshan, like that. Yeah. So this talks about the lotus feet of the Lord, how they are so beautiful. Beautiful in a sense, they give shelter to every conditioned soul. Not only conditioned souls, but it gives shelter to Brahma, Shiva, all the demigods. Whatever greatest of the great personalities and the lowest of low, they both are given shelter at that lotus feet. So, understanding that this is the shelter, and when devotees look at that lotus feet, they feel great ecstasy, like that. It is not how they are carved, what is the color, and no, it's like that is not what the lotus feet is. The lotus feet, when the devotees see, they feel shelter. It's like that. So, for a child, mother is very beautiful, not because how she is, which fashion she has clothes and things like that. But then, mother is beautiful because she loves the child, gives shelter. So similarly, the Lord's beauty is both his personal bodily beauty and his qualities which attracts the devotees, like that. Okay, so here the Lord's form is described, and then 53 result of this meditation on the Lord's form is given. So let us go to the 53rd verse. एतद्रूपमनुध्येयम् आत्मशुद्धिम् अभिप्सताम् यद्भक्तियोगभयदः स्वधर्म अनुतिष्ठताम्.
My dear Lord, those who desire to purify their existence must always engage in meditation upon your lotus feet, as described above. Those who are serious about executing their occupational duties and who want to freedom from fear must take to this process of Bhakti Yoga.
Yeah, so by meditating on the lotus feet, we get purification, and then we get freedom from fear. So these are the two things which we get as a result of meditating on Lord's lotus feet. Yeah. So can we take a break for 5 minutes? And then we continue. So we are just about to finish only now. Now the only two things are remaining. How the bhakti is topmost, and then Lord Shiva concludes with the Phalashruti, like that. Huh?
5 मिनट का ब्रेक है, तो यू वांट टू गो आउट और वी कैन डिस्कस जो डेट्स है नेक्स्ट ईयर का, वो डिस्कस कर लें. ओके. तो सिंस ऑलमोस्ट एवरीवन इज हियर एक्सेप्ट सतीश प्रभु, क्या नाम है, संकर्षण शरण प्रभु एंड आदित्य राम प्रभु एंड मनोराम गौरांग प्रभु, 3 ही बच्चे मिसिंग है, 22 बच्चे हैं लगभग. तो अभी यहीं चर्चा कर लेते हैं. तो 6 भक्तों ने वो अप्रूव किया है अक्षोभ्य प्रभु जी के उस मैसेज को कि अगले साल जून, पहले इसको छोड़ी, पहले वो बात करते हैं कि नलिनी कांत प्रभु ने बोला कि हिज होलीनेस गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज जी का व्यास पूजा है 7 सितंबर मंडे को, अगले साल. तो दैट इज मंडे. सो नाउ 2 ऑप्शंस आर देयर. वन इज कि नेक्स्ट डे दैट इज ट्यूसडे 8 सितंबर से शुरू करें हम, 4 दिन में भक्ति वैभव करने का ट्राई करेंगे, वंशोधन प्रभु से बात करके 4 दिन में हो जाए. अनदर ऑप्शन इज सम डिवोटीज आर टेलिंग कि भाई प्रभु जी 4 दिन फेस्टिवल जन्माष्टमी प्रभुपाद देन महाराज थक जाएंगे, तो एक दिन का ब्रेक कर लो, 8 तारीख ब्रेक करके 9 को चालू करो, वेडनेसडे 9 सितंबर नेक्स्ट ईयर, और 4 दिन सैटरडे तक करो. तो समझे ना, वेडनेसडे थर्सडे फ्राइडे सैटरडे, ये 4 दिन करो. तो अभी 2 ऑप्शंस हैं, 8 तारीख ट्यूसडे महाराज व्यास पूजा के नेक्स्ट डे, महाराज व्यास पूजा एक दिन शाम को रेस्ट कर लो और 8 को शुरू कर लो भक्ति वैभव 4 दिन का, या फिर 8 को ब्रेक करके वेडनेसडे 9 सितंबर को शुरू करके 4 दिन सैटरडे तक करो. तो 2 ऑप्शंस में से ऑप्शन 1 है 8 तारीख, ऑप्शन 2 है 9 तारीख. तो ऑप्शन 1 8 तारीख कितने भक्त कहते हैं 8 से शुरू करो 4 दिन? ओके, 1-2 जन ही है. ओके, कितने भक्त कहते हैं 9 तारीख से शुरू करें? ओके, सुन भी रहे हैं कि नहीं सब लोग? ओके, तो फिर 8 तारीख को रखें फिर. हाँ ठीक है, 4 दिन फेस्टिवल्स होगा, फिर 7 की इवनिंग को आपको रेस्ट मिलेगा, 8 से फिर भक्ति वैभव शुरू होगा. ऐसा नहीं कि आप भक्ति वैभव में रेस्ट कर लें बाकी, ऐसा नहीं. यू वांट स्टार्ट प्रोजी? वी विल कंटिन्यू दिस, कंप्लीट दिस आफ्टर द हरे कृष्ण.
So we'll start. Text 54. So 54 to 59 is talked about process of bhakti, how it is topmost, and through that we can achieve the Supreme Lord. Bhavan bhakti mata labhyo durlabha sarvadehinam स्वराज्यस्याप्यभिमत एकान्तेनात्मविद्गतिः.
Translation. My dear Lord, the king in charge of the heavenly kingdom is also desirous of obtaining the ultimate goal of life, devotional service. Similarly, you are the ultimate destination of those who identify themselves with you, Aham Brahmasmi. However, it is very difficult for them to attain you, whereas a devotee can very easily attain your lordships.
Yeah, purport Prabhupada writes, Vedeshu durlabham adurlabham atmabhakto. In the same line only, Brahmaji is telling that you are very difficult to attain. Next thing only he says that no, you are very easy to attain. So both things are talked. So why difficult? If you are only depending on Vedas, then it is very difficult. But then Atma Bhakto, that if you are yourself are becoming devotees or you are going through devotees, then it is very easy. Yeah. Prabhupada quotes this also, that bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tattvataha tato mam tattvato jnatva vishate tad anantaram. That Lord is declaring that bhaktya mam abhijanati, that only by devotional service I will be known. Okay. Text 55. This talks about the rarity of devotional service. Duraradhyam, that it's very difficult. Okay. Tam duraradhyamaradhya satamapi durapaya एकांत भक्त्या को वांचेत पादमूलम विना बहिः.
My dear Lord, pure devotional service is even difficult for liberated persons to discharge, but devotional service alone can satisfy you. Who will take to other process of self-realization if he is actually serious about the perfection of life?
Yeah. Prabhupada writes in the purport that some foolish people, they feel that Lord is very merciful and then he can be approached and achieved by karma, jnana, yoga, like that. But then that's how this verse comes, tam duraradhya aradhya, that it is very difficult, only ekanta bhaktya that is possible. By pinpointed devotional service, pure devotional service, then it is possible. So he says that not only tam duraradhyam aradhya satamapi durapaya. Satamapi matlab those who are other transcendentalists. It is not that it is difficult to obtain only those who are illiterate and those who are no knowledge and things like that. But then he says satamapi durapaya, that those who are exalted personalities, for them also it is duraradhyam. Yeah, text 56. Now here the glorification of devotees are given. How devotees, when they approach the Lord through bhakti, then how that bhakti protects them. Yatra nirvishtamarnam kritanto nabhimanyate vishvam vidvamsayan virya shaurya vispurjita bhruva.
Simply by expansion of his eyebrows, invincible time personified can immediately vanquish the entire universe. However, formidable time does not approach the devotee who has taken complete shelter at your lotus feet.
Yeah. So, those who are completely surrendered does not go to na abhimanyate, does not go to attack. So, why? Because the Lord is so powerful, and understanding that I am under Lord's protection, then the soul gets fearlessness. That is the meaning of Abhaya Pada. Abhaya Pad means the lotus feet which offers Abhaya or the fearlessness. So, when devotees take shelter of the Lord, then he becomes very confident about the protection of the Lord. On that confidence, then he does his devotional service. Example is given. If a small child is there, he is very fearful even to go on the road, seeing big lorry or coming some dog or something like that. But then same child, when it is catching the hand of father, then he shows his feet to the dog also, or then he is not much worried, just going very close to lorry or something like that. Why? Because he is catching the hand of his father, which he thinks that he is like a Superman and he can do anything. So with that faith he becomes fearless. Similarly, the devotee who is surrendered to the Lord also becomes fearless. Okay. And then in the end, Prabhupada writes in the purport that how Yamaraj, he told the Yamadutas not to approach devotees. He said, don't even go near them. दूर से नमस्कार करके निकल जाओ. Never. Even this Mukundamala Stotra, the King Kulshekara, he says he challenges Cupid. Generally Cupid, nobody challenges. But then he challenges Cupid. Anybody remembers that shloka? He tells the Cupid, Cupid, have you forgotten? एक बार आपने शिव जी को ट्राई किया था, उन्होंने जला दिया. मेरे जो भगवान है वो शिव जी के भी भगवान है, तो देखो मत मेरे और क्या होगा फिर, देन सोच लो. तो like that he tells. So that's how he becomes fearless. Give him the mic.
मदन परिहर स्थितिं मदीये मनसि मुकुंद पदारविंद धामनि हरिनयन कृष्णानुकृशोऽसि स्मरासि न चक्र पराक्रमं मुरारेः. O Cupid, abandon your residence in my mind, which is now the home of Lord Mukunda's lotus feet. You have already been incinerated by Lord Shiva's fiery glance. So why have you forgotten the power of Lord Murari's disc?
Yeah. So he says that you be fearful. You mind your business, like that. Now we go to the 57. So this is the power of association of devotees. क्षणार्धेनापि तुलये न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवम् भगवत्सङ्गिसङ्गस्य मर्त्यानां किमुताशिषः.
If one by chance associates with a devotee, even for a fraction of a moment, he no longer is subject to attraction by the results of karma or jnana.
What interest then can he have in the benedictions of the demigods who are subjects to the laws of birth and death?
Yeah. It says, if one by chance associate with a devotee, even for a fraction of a moment, he says, no longer is subjected to attraction by the result of karma and jnana. So, and then we can see that we have opportunity to associate with all these great souls who are of this cadre in abundance. We can associate with Prabhupada through his books, through the process he has given. We have a capacity and a process given to associate with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We have a capacity and facility to associate with 6 Goswamis. So, all the facilities given here to associate with these great souls. And there are so many great souls walking on this earth now also. So, when we take their association, even for a moment, our lives can be transformed. Yeah. So he says that what else we need when we have association of devotees. So, when somebody prays and give value to devotees like this, that we are hankering for that one moment association. We are hankering for to sit and hear from great souls like that. So that kind of attitude, this kind of prayer will bring forth association of devotees. Otherwise the devotee may come, but if we are not in this mood, then that association of that devotee will not change our heart. It may take many lifetimes. Effect will be there, but then that will be like a post-dated check. You have the check, but you can't do with it anything. So, when we have this kind of understanding that, I still remember that one devotee was there and some yatra was there and Maharaj giving his nice association. And then just one day before yatra I told him, so आ रहे ना? बोला नहीं आ रहा हूँ प्रभु। बोला क्यों, क्या हो गया? जो टिकट RSC है सिर्फ, तो अभी कैसे जाएंगे? बोला कैसे जाएंगे? बैठ के जाएंगे। कैसे जाएंगे मतलब क्या? नहीं बोले वो बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा. So we can see that if we are not ready to take trouble, if we are not ready to take tapasya to for that association, then very easily for some small facility, because the facility is not there or this is not there, that is not there, and then we miss out. Very rare association of devotee. So, and that is, it's like when we lose that, then we understand later on. Oh, I would have, but then what is the use? So, he was telling, our Gudakesh Prabhu was telling, he was telling 1972, he was there in Mumbai, Juhu, and then that time all this Jitendra and these people in Bollywood, they were very famous. So they had come to see them, Amitabh Bachchan and things like that. वो थोड़ा ऐसा hype था ना. So they had gone to ये जुहू बीच. सो व्हेन ही वाज गोइंग टू जुहू बीच, उनके फ्रेंड्स के साथ आए थे. तो उन्हें देखा कि कुछ ऐसे 40-50 लोग ऐसे ग्रुप करके ऐसे कुछ तो देख रहे थे. तो वो भागते भागते गए वहाँ पे, और जो एक व्यक्ति वो ग्रुप से आ रहा था बाहर, उसको पूछा कि कौन है, जितेंद्र बच्चन कौन है? बोले नहीं वो नहीं है. बोले कौन है फिर? बोले हिप्पियों के गुरु है. अरे बोले गुरु से कहाँ, चले गए वहाँ से. अभी हिप्पियों के गुरु से हमारा क्या करना है? तो he was telling that they just went so close, and because there was that no understanding was there, so they just went to see Jitendra. So we can see that we can miss out this association because of our ignorance, that we don't know the value. So first we understand the value, and then we see, then that has some, otherwise opportunity will be there, but if we don't value, then we will not be able to take full benefit of that association. So text 58. अथानघ्राङ्गघ्रेस्तव कीर्तितीर्थयो
तव कीर्ति तीर्थयो
अन्तर्बहिस्नानविधूतपाप्मनाम्
अंतर्बहिस्नान विदूत पाप्मना
भूतेष्वनुक्रोशसु सत्त्वशीलिनाम्
भूतेष्वनुक्रोश सुसत्वशीलिना
स्यात्सङ्गमो अनुग्रह एष नस्तव.
स्यात् संगमोऽनुग्रह एष नस्तव. My dear Lord, your lotus feet are the cause of all auspicious things and the destroyer of all contaminations of sin. I therefore beg your Lordship to bless me by the association of your devotees. You are completely purified by worshipping your lotus, who are completely purified by worshipping your lotus feet, and who are so merciful upon the conditioned souls. I think that your real benediction will be to allow me to associate with such devotees.
Yeah. So this prayer is offered by many great souls. Can you give some examples? Prahlad Maharaj. Which prayer? Yeah, evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe. That he says that because of Narad Muni I got your. So he remembers Narad Muni in presence of Narsingadev. Okay, who else? Which prayer? Yeah. The Bhakti Muhu, that shloka is there. There also he says that I want the association of devotees. Yeah. A fragrance. So this Vritrasura, he describes that when that day will come, when I will become servant of devotees. Which is that shloka? Aham harer tava padaika mula dasanu daso bhavitasmi bhuyah manasmaret asupater gunanste grunita vak karma karotu kayah. That he is telling that when that day will come, when I'll. And then the famous prayer that when the Lord is standing, and then Prithu Maharaj is asking that, what? He says that let me have crores and crores of years. So that is association only, that when he hears the glories of the Lord from the mouth of devotees. So the Lord is standing in front and he is asking for Shravanam Kirtanam with devotees. Okay. Huh? Okay. So Brahmaji is talking about the hearing Krishna Katha. Now the text 59. It talks about a devotee is unagitated and absorbed. न यस्य चित्तं बहिरर्थविभ्रमं तमो गुहायां च विशुद्धमाविशत् यद्भक्तियोगानुगृहीतमञ्जसा मुनिर्विचष्टे ननु तत्तते गतिम्.
The devotee whose heart has been completely cleansed by the process of devotional service and who is favored by Bhakti Devi does not become bewildered by the external energy, which is just like a dark well. Being completely cleansed of all material contamination in this way, a devotee is able to understand very happily your name, fame, form, activities, etc.
Yeah. So he says here how the devotees are unagitated and they are always absorbed in your glories, your form. Why unagitated? Because there are so many agitations, either material agitations because of the senses, mind, or there are agitations because of the philosophical agitation. Some people are agitated by achieving mukti, some are agitated by surrendering to Brahman. So then the next few slokas, it is talked about the relationship between the Lord and the material creation. What is Lord, what is material creation, what is Brahman. So that text 60. Yatredam vyajate vishvam vishvasminnabhavati yat tattvam brahma param jyotir akasham iva vistrutam.
Translation. My dear Lord, the impersonal Brahman spreads everywhere, like the sunshine or the sky. And that impersonal Brahman which spreads throughout the universe and in which the entire universe is manifested is you.
Yeah, so he is clarifying that the Brahman is nothing other than your own expansion. So I'll not be so much worried about that. 61 talks about the Maya, the material nature. Yo Maya edam purasharupaya srujad Bibharti bhuya kshapayatya vikriyaha Yadbheda buddhihi sadivatma suddusthaya Tvamatmatantram bhagavan pratimahi.
My dear Lord, you have manifold energies, and these energies are manifested in manifold form. With such energies, you have also created this cosmic manifestation. And although you maintain it as if it were permanent, you ultimately annihilate it. Although you are never disturbed by such changes and alterations, the living entities are disturbed by them, and therefore they find the cosmic manifestation to be different or separated from you. My Lord, you are always independent, and I can clearly see this fact.
Yeah. So, how they are not disturbed? Generally, when somebody sees police, one is disturbed. But then somebody sees a police, he feels more safety, right? So, who you are on that, it depends. By seeing police you are fearful, or by seeing police you are feeling safety. So, Prabhupada writes, this is the second paragraph. Somebody can read this, because the Mayavadi philosophers.
Because the Mayavadi philosophers cannot understand this, they want to be relieved from the material energy. However, because the Vaishnava philosopher is in full knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he finds no disturbance even in the material energy. This is because he knows how to utilize the material energy for the service of the Lord. In the government, the criminal department and civil department may appear different in the eye of the citizen, but in the eye of the government, both the departments are one and the same. The criminal department is troublesome for the criminals, but not for the obedient citizens. Similarly, this material energy is troublesome for the conditioned soul, but it has nothing to do with the liberated soul who are engaged in the service of the Lord. Though the Purusha Avatara Mahavishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, created the whole cosmic manifestation, simply by breathing out all the universes, the Lord creates and maintains the cosmic manifestation as Lord Vishnu.
Yeah. So the point here Prabhupada is making is that Maya is not fearful, but Maya is like a mother for devotees. That's how we say Mother Durga. We don't say demoniac Durga or cruel Durga, like that. We say Mother Durga. Why? Because she acts like a mother for devotees. So that's why this shloka talks about Yad Bheda Buddhihi Sadivatma Sudusthaya. That when we have Bheda Buddhi, then when we understand that Lord's energies, they are differently working, then there is a problem. But when we understand that the educational department, police department, all the departments are one in a sense, because they are government department, so then there is no problem. So then now the clarification is done about Brahman, clarification is done about the Maya. Then now this shloka talks about the universal form, which is also one step, and sometimes some people stuck there, an universal form only. So that also is clarified. Text 62. Kriyakalapai ridame vayoginah Shraddhanvita sadhu yajanti siddhaye Bhutendriyanta karnopalakshitam Vede cha tantre cha ta eva kovidaha.
My dear Lord, your universal form consists of all five elements: the senses, mind, intelligence, false ego, which is material, and the Paramatma, your partial expansion, who is the director of everything. Yogis other than the devotees, namely the Karma Yogi and Jnana Yogi, worship you by their respective actions and their respective positions. It is stated both in the Vedas and in the Shastras that are corollaries of the Vedas and indeed everywhere, that it is only you who are to be worshipped. That is the expert version of all the Vedas.
Yeah. So this form is worshipped by karma yogis or by jnana yogis because they have not purified their intelligence till now to come to the Dvibhuj worship or Chaturbhuj worship. Then this is like a stepping stone. So, so text 63, which talks about the how Mahavishnu in this world creates this creation. Tvameka adya purusha supta shakti taya rajastamo taya rajas sattvatamo vibhidyate mahanaham kham marudagnivardharaha surarshayo bhutagana idam yataha.
My dear Lord, you are the only Supreme Person, the cause of all causes. Before the creation of the material world, your material energy remains in a dormant condition. When your material energy is agitated, the three qualities, namely goodness, passion, and ignorance, act. And as a result of the total material energy, egotism, ether, air, fire, water, earth, and all the other various demigods and saintly persons become manifest. Thus, the material world is created.
Yeah, see, so how the devotee sees Mahavishnu, and then you have seen this, वो जो पूरा ये है ना, universal chart है. So this is not just a understanding, but the real feeling should come after seeing the whole thing is that because of my independence, Krishna has to made all these things, and still I am not understanding. So that should be the outcome when we see that whole. Otherwise, we will be just very perfect scholar of that whole system. कौन सा planet कहाँ पे है, क्या है, कैसा है. But the mood is that we should understand that this whole thing is just because of my independent mentality. So I should become little humble and serve the Lord so that I transcend this whole thing. So that's how a devotee looks when he's talking about this Purusha avatars and the whole creation and things like that. Because all this description should bring us to surrender to the Lord, bring us to understand what is our mistake. Then that has come to conclusion. So that's how when a devotee sees, he sees in little different way than just ordinary. One devotee was telling that they were doing Vrindavan Parikrama, and then at one point of time where the place was there where there was a diorama of Putana, and then so devotees just took darshan, and then they saw the diorama and then they just went. But His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj was standing there looking at that diorama for a long time. So then the pujari who was nearby, who was knowing Maharaj, says, Maharaj, क्या हुआ? इतना क्या देख रहे हैं? पूतना है. महाराज बोले अभी वो पूतना नहीं है, वो serving, she is like mother. So Maharaj was seeing not Putana, Maharaj was seeing that कितना fortunate है ये, अभी यशोदा के साथ वहाँ पे रह रही है, how nice. So that पुजारी said, अरे पहली बार ऐसा मैंने देखा कि कोई पूतना का दर्शन ले रहा है. So others, they just take darshan of Putana as a demon. That okay, अच्छा है, चलो. But then devotees are not just see what they are seeing with the eyes, but then they see through the scriptures, they see through their aspiration that I also want that kind of fortune, and then this person has got that fortune, so nice. So that's how when we are talking about this creation and this and that, it is not just technical stuff. Rather, we understand that Lord is so merciful that just for one living entity which is, has gone astray, Lord is so mercifully doing all these things. Yeah. So then he sees that material world, as Prabhupada also writes, that the small kid is there and he wants to do the cooking, and then mother very mercifully, understanding the nature of that child, अभी उसको बोलेंगे कि नहीं cooking नहीं करने का, he is not going to hear, and cooking करेंगे तो he will just burn his hand. Then mother does in between something by which he is engaged also, at the same time he understands the lesson. And mother, what he does, toy kitchen दे देती है. So when we understand that I am given these toys by Krishna because I am not having properly oriented. So if I become properly oriented, then I don't have to play around with toys like that. Otherwise there are so many shops. Now they have given the name also, Big Boys Toys. You saw here? कौन सा तो ऑडी या कार का दुकान है, कार का शोरूम है, उसके ऊपर लिखा है बिग बॉयज टॉयज. तो बड़े बच्चों का खिलौना ऐसा. तो दोनों खेल रहे हैं, छोटे भी खेल रहे, बड़े भी खेल रहे. हाँ, ओके, बीबीटी. Okay, so this is now the Paramatma feature that is described on 64. Srishtam swashaktedamanu pravishta chaturvidham purumatmanchakena अथो विदुस्तम पुरुषम संतमंता भुंक्ते ऋषिकैर्मधु सारघम यः.
My dear Lord, after creating by your own potencies, you enter within the creation in 4 kinds of forms. Being within the hearts of the living entities, you know them and know how they are enjoying their senses. The so-called happiness of this material creation is exactly like the bee's enjoyment of honey after it has been collected in the honeycomb.
Yeah. So here it says that how you enter into 4 types of forms. The 4 types of forms described later, that there are some Jarayu, that is born from embryo. Then there is Andaja, who are born from the egg. Swedaja, that is born from perspiration. And Udbija, that is born from the seeds. So person takes different forms in this material world. And then the shloka says that the so-called happiness of this material creation is exactly like the bee's enjoyment of honey after it has been collected in the honeycomb. So that happiness is not pure happiness. Why? Because when the honeybees are drinking honey together, while drinking the honey, they keep biting neighbors. They feel that ये खत्म कर देगा. So, if you are drinking, you will get so many stings while drinking, and you also sting others. So that goes on. So the happiness of this material world is like that. So when we understand that Paramatma, who is getting into the heart of all such living entities who are doing all this natak chal raha hai, then we feel grateful to that Paramatma that although we are trying to enjoy here, which is full of misery, but then Paramatma is there for my help. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattah smriti jnanam apohanam cha. Then we pray to the Paramatma to give us jnanam so that we can remember our identity. Okay. 65. So 65 and 66 talk about the time factor, how it destroys, scatters and strikes, finishes off. So the time factor, how its cruel face is given here. Text 65. Sa esha lokanati chandavego vikarshasi tvam khalu kalayanaha bhutani bhutairanume yatatvo घनावलीर वायुरिवा विषह्यः. Yes?
My dear Lord, your absolute authority cannot be directly experienced, but one can guess by seeing the activities of the world that everything is being destroyed in due course of time. The force of time is very strong and everything is being destroyed by something else, just as one animal is being eaten by another animal. Time scatters everything exactly as the wind scatters clouds in the sky.
Yeah. And then so here two types of effects of time is given, that is destroying and scattering. So time destroys by the material arrangements. Example is given as the animals are eaten by another animal. So things are destroyed in this world. Body is destroyed, the possessions are destroyed, plants are destroyed, everything is destroyed. And then second is time scatters, like the wind scatters all the clouds. So there is no stability. Everything is changing all the time. Place, body, relationship. So everything is like scattered all the time. Like sometimes we see some nice house made up of that clouds, but then that remains only for 2 minutes. That house is dispersed and then it becomes tree, and so nothing is permanent, and that because of that person is always going through anxiety, because things are scattered by time every now and then. 66. Pramattamuccheriti krutya chintaya pravruddhalobham vishayeshu lalasam tvamapramattah sasabhipadyase. शुल्ले लिहानो हिरवाखुमन्तकः
My dear Lord, all living entities within this material world are mad after planning for things, and they are always busy with a desire to do this or that. This is, this is due to uncontrollable greed. The greed for material enjoyment is always existing in the living entity, but your Lordship is always alert, and in due course of time you strike him, just as a snake seizes a mouse and very easily swallows him.
Yeah. So, person without proper understanding, when he himself is under the stringent rules of time, the Prabhupada writes in the purport that how modern leaders, they themselves are under swallowed by time, but then they think that they will give shelter and happiness to others. Then Prabhupada writes that due to their unauthorized plans for economic development, the price of commodities is rising daily all over the world. So much so that it has become difficult for the poorer classes, and they are suffering the consequences. And due to lack of Krishna consciousness, people are being fooled by so-called leaders and plan makers. Consequently, the suffering of the people are increasing. So it's like that. So what will happen when? Yesterday only I was talking to one big corporate person. He is in charge of one of the corporate thing. He was telling that at least till now we were greatly disturbed because of the corona. But he said in corona one thing was there, that we had an idea that after corona is gone, things will be back to normal. So we knew that it took 2 years, but we knew that when the antibiotic, what is that called as, vaccine will come and then things will be normal. But he said current situation is such, we don't know what is going to happen, because the America is trying to suppress India by putting pressure, and the market has gone topsy-turvy, and then leader there in America is such that क्या कब उसके दिमाग में चलेगा कुछ पता नहीं, आज एक बोलेगा कल दूसरा बोलेगा. He is like it's crazy. So he said we are not able to take decision only. कुछ करना है तो पता ही नहीं, take decision and then we feel that okay, so everything is gone back. So all the companies are like on hold. अब क्या करना है? Neither they are going forward, going backward. कुछ नहीं चल रहा है. So he said this is more troublesome. So as Prabhupada says here that because these unauthorized plans of economic development will be always like this, thwarted by uncertainty, and then everybody is in tension. So he said that now we don't know what is going to happen, so that so much tension is there. And then Prabhupada says that such anxiety is given up only when we understand this principle, Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram Surudam Sarva Bhutanam Jnatva Mam Shantir Mrichyati. One becomes peaceful, mind and tranquility happens only when we understand the Supreme Lord. 67. Kas Tvatpadabjam Vijahati Pandito यस्तेव मान व्ययमानकेतनः विशङ्कयास्मद् गुरुरर्च्यति स्म यद् विनोपपत्तिं मनवचस्वश्चतुर्दश.
My dear Lord, any learned person knows that unless he worships you, his entire life is spoiled. Knowing this, how could he give up worshipping your lotus feet? Even our father and spiritual master, Lord Brahma, unhesitatingly worshipped you, and the 14 Manus followed in his footsteps.
So they are telling that the prayer is this, that how can we be lazy or casual in taking your shelter, like that. Yeah. So now 68 is the summary of this whole thing. Athatvamasi no Brahman Paramatman Vipaschitam Vishwam Rudra Bhayasdhvastam Akutaschid Bhayagatihi.
Lord, all actually learned persons know you as the supreme Brahma and the super soul. Although the entire universe is afraid of Lord Rudra, who ultimately annihilates everything, for the learned devotees, you are the fearless destination of all.
Yeah. So the conclusion is this, that you are the goal for the wise and you are fear for the ignorant. So like that. Text 69 onwards is the now Lord Shiva concludes and Falashruti of this Rudra Gita. Okay, we'll go the translation.
My dear sons of the king, just execute your occupational duty as kings with a pure heart. Just chant this prayer fixing your mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. That will bring you all good fortune, for the Lord will be very much pleased with you.
Yeah, so he's telling that you do your duties and then chant these prayers, everything will be perfect. So Acharyas, they describe that when the Lord Shiva is telling do your duty, that shows that still they are attached to do duty, which is lower than pure devotional service. So they are considered on the still lesser pedestal. Prabhupada quotes this, Jnane prayasa udapasya namanta eva. Lord Vishnu is not telling that go ahead, just chant, dance. Here, he says, no, you do your duty. Text 70. Translation. Yeah.
Therefore, O sons of the King, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari is situated in everyone's heart. He is also within your hearts. Therefore, chant the glories of the Lord and always meditate upon Him continuously.
Yeah. So, this is one very nice sloka, 71. The method given by Lord Shiva. We'll chant this. Yogadeshamupad Dharayanto Munivrataha Samahitadhiya Sarva Etadabhyasatadrutaha.
My dear princes, my dear prince, in the form of prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name. All of you should take this important stotra within your mind and promise to keep it in order to become a great sages. By acting silently like a great sage and by giving attention and reverence, you should practice this method.
Yeah. So he says, study it, contemplate it with strong vows, concentrating it with prayerfully, respectfully, you take this Rudra Git like that. So that also is, as he says, Muni Vrataha, that we have taken Vrata of becoming Muni, the sage. So it applies to us also, that whatever we learn, we also should process it like this. Text 72, translation.
This prayer was first spoken to us by Lord Brahma, the master of all creators. The creators, headed by Bhrigu, were instructed in these prayers because they wanted to create.
Yeah, so that was the origin of this Rudra Gita. And now he gives the Falashruti. Translation 73.
When all the Prajapatis were ordered to create by Lord Brahma, we chanted these prayers in praise of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and became completely free from all ignorance. Thus, we are able to create different types of living entities.
Yeah, so they could do their activities and responsibility nicely. Next translation.
A devotee of Lord Krishna, whose mind is always absorbed in him, who with great attention and reverence chants this stotra prayer, will achieve the greatest perfection of life without delay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
In this material world, there are different types of achievement, but all of them, the achievement of knowledge is considered to be the highest, because one can cross the ocean of nescience only on the boat of knowledge. Otherwise, the science is impassable. The ocean is impassable.
Yeah, so first, 74th shloka, he said that become devotee. Now he's talking about knowledge. But then he goes back and tells that sometimes this knowledge without bhakti is little troublesome. 76 translation.
Although rendering devotional service to Supreme Personality of Godhead and worshipping Him are very difficult, if one vibrates or simply reads the stotra prayer composed and sung by me, he will very easily be able to invoke the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Text 77.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the dearmost objective of all auspicious benedictions. A human being who sings this song sung by me can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotee, being fixed in the Lord's devotional service, can acquire whatever he wants from the Supreme Lord.
Yeah. And then this is the last two shlokas. Idam ya kalya utthaya pranjali shraddhayanvitaha shrunuyachha vayan martyo muchyate karma bandhanaihi.
A devotee who rises early in the morning and with folded hands chants these prayers sung by Lord Shiva and gives facility to others to hear them certainly becomes free from all bondage to fruitive activities.
Yeah. So one gets freedom from karmic fruitive activities. And then the last shloka. Gita mayedam naradeva nandanaha parasya pumsaha paramatmanastavam japanta ekagradhiyas tapomahat charadhvamante tata apsyathe psitam.
My dear sons of the King, the prayers I have recited to you are meant for pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul. I advise I advise you to recite these prayers, which are as effective as great austerities. In this way, when you are mature, your life will be successful and you will certainly achieve all your desired objectives without fail.
Yeah, so here he says that this prayer itself is equivalent to austerities. So Prabhupada also said that the Vaishnav Geet written by the Vaishnava Acharyas, that is conclusion of the scriptures, and just by memorizing that, singing that, that will give all perfection, like that. So that is equivalent to studying all the Vedas, equivalent to doing some tapasya, this, that. Then the conclusion is given in the such prayers. So that's how he says that I advise you to recite these prayers which are effective as great austerities. In this way you are, when you are mature, your life will be successful. And then you will achieve your goal without fail. So there are such there in Bhagavatam and very simply written by all our acharyas in the form of Vaishnav Gita. So Prabhupada said that this Vaishnav Gita are like thunderbolts which can smash ignorance into pieces, like that. So whenever we are coming close to ignorance, when our mind is disturbed, when we are illusioned, then we can see the effectiveness of this Vaishnava songs, which are sung by great Vaishnava authorities. So we should not feel that these Vaishnava songs are like वो सब नए बच्चों के लिए है, वो बिगिनिंग में बताते हैं उनको क्या होता है, तो भज हुरे मन श्री नंदन वगैरह सिखाते हैं हम फर्स्ट ईयर सेकेंड ईयर वालों को. So these are the Vaishnava songs which are very powerful, and to the degree we sing them, meditate, that is very powerful, like that. So with our gratitude to Prabhupada and all these acharyas who have given this valuable gift, we will end our this session of Bhakti Vaibhav. Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Rudra Gita ki jai. So Chaitanya Swarup is distributing Phalashruti in the form of prasadam. Okay. Oh, like that, huh? So this is Mira Road Brahmotsav Prasadam. Today's. ये कितने लोग हैं यहाँ? 20 ना.